Around 130,000 men from the Allied forces had been landed on the Normandy beaches by the end of D-Day, 6th of June 1944. And Dad was among them, hitting Queen Red sector of Sword Beach between Breville and Weestrum at 8:40 a.m. with the commandos of HQ No. 1 SS Brigade. The brigade was under the command of Brigadier the Lord Lovat, and Dad, who was Assistant Chief Clerk on Lovat's staff, would have worked closely with him for much of the time. He could have been in any of the film clips that we're seeing now, playing a part in the greatest amphibious assault in the history of warfare. And for that reason I've called the film The Commando Years, but the story has grown to include so much more. It's really a story about a young couple who'd been together since the mid-1930s. They'd married exactly a year to the day before the outbreak of World War II. It's about their lives together and the ways in which those lives were changed forever. The idea for the film came after a trip to Normandy in September 2004, when we visited some of the locations of Dad's wartime activities. I think it would be a good idea at this point to say a little bit about the origins of the Commandos. It was during the early part of the war, when Germany had occupied most of Europe. Britain was more or less on her own, with no immediate prospects of defeating Nazi Germany. Morale among the population was very low, so in June 1940, Prime Minister Winston Churchill proposed the formation of what I suppose you would call a military elite, made up of volunteers from all three of the services, to be trained and equipped to carry out small to medium-sized raids against the enemy. Not only would this be good from the military standpoint, but it would also give a much-needed boost to the spirit of the nation, and so the Commandos were born.